This way, this way, this way. Yeah.
It's like a Cadillac ride. Kind of floating on different. You know, I like that when I'm in my old age now. I feel comfortable. That old show-up ride that I used to have back in the 80s when he used to ride. I like that. Yeah, those look big around the top line.
I went hard at the very end.
I bet it is because of the color of that.
I was like, all right.
On this ride, Paul and I left Northampton, rode into the woodlands. We picked up the group at the Alden Village Center. We headed out on Research Forest Boulevard, went through the neighborhood, got to 1488, through Molston, that's off camera. We did the intro, and then once we got past Magnolia, we started to film on 1774 on Riley Road there. Jerry did a nice monster pull until we got out to County Road 325. I had to let the group go. I just had tired legs on this ride, just generally tired. Couldn't really explain it. So I let them go until we got back to Todd Mission. And at that stop at the store there, I started to feel better. And then rode with them back into Magnolia. There was a lot of construction on 1488. They were trying to widen the road, so we ended up using the main lane. That's all off camera. But I think you will get a better feel for it. Sometimes you just got to let the group go and ride at your own pace when you're not feeling your best. We're on Research Forest Boulevard, just rolling out of the Alden Village Center.
We're gonna go straight down. We can use the road. We're gonna go
Just let
straight
them know what the
down
route
to Egypt Lane, turn right. We're taking 1488 all the way out.
We actually are not going to turn today. We're going to go straight. So I'm drifting to the back of the group. There's Jonathan, Darren, there's Paul Ilonga, Jerry Lutner. This guy named Alejandro.
I will get your number from you later so we can add you.
Last week I came, but didn't see anybody.
Oh yes, last week because of the weather, it was raining and thundering. You know, I don't mind the rain, but the lightning. And so when we called it off, then the weather cleared up later. But a lot of people have to be back early, so when the time changes, people don't show. But I will get your number so we can add you to the group.
Oh, please.
So you can get the postings.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get his number, but we'll do it another time. It was a weird day. It's like
we're going to 1488. We're going to go into Magnolia.
He's asking about the route.
All the way to Magnolia?
Yes. And then we're going to take 1774.
Up north?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You're going to like the route. It's very nice.
Huh?
You will like the route.
Oh, yeah. I've been through there.
Go ahead and get over.
I was on the shoulder to let them go by.
But I haven't been to Magnolia.
Well, we're just going to go through there. We're going to go further out to, I don't know what the area is called. We're going to go north on 1774 for about 5 miles. Then we'll turn left on Riley Road. It will take us near towards Plantersville.
Plantersville.
Yeah, a lot of farms out there.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
So at this point, we're on 1774 outside of Magnolia, Texas. We're on the edge of Montgomery County. I believe in a little bit we're going to go into Waller, and then later on we'll go into Grimes County. Those are the neighboring counties in the area here. I just turned on the camera, so I was sitting up, and I'm riding back to the group. Up through this point, my legs are fine. I mean, I even took a long pull on 1488 off camera. But as soon as I was looking forward to the 10% climb, but as soon as we got there, my legs went on empty. I started cramping on my left hamstring, so I went ahead and just backed off because you don't want to pull your hamstring. It takes a longer time to heal. So I backed off. Right here, I'm going to move over because I don't know if they're not aware we're going to be turning left. Because we're turning left. There's a train on the left that's actually running right now. He's been alongside us the whole way. And so we're going to have to stop for the train. So this is the left turn lane here. They see me. They're going to see me in the left turn lane. Then they'll come over. That's the train. The whole time we're on this road, he was alongside us. That's where they're coming over. The guy on the recumbent, that's the first time he's joined our group. I don't know who he is. He never introduced himself or anything, so I never got a chance to find out. This is Mo's son, Alessandro. He goes by Alex. You guys know Paul. Once the train passes, Paul would tell me that he needs a break, like a health break. I think right here. He said he needs to pee. So we're gonna find a spot to take a health break. The caboose has gone by, so I was in between gears here, so I didn't want to clip in. So I'm just gonna push one leg because I had shifted while I was stationary, and I spun the rear wheel, but I wasn't sure it had engaged. So I didn't want to put load on my drivetrain. That's why I'm pushing with my one leg to get across the track. And I will let everybody know that we're gonna turn on the little road. There's a little road up there. I just spotted it, and I was like looking for a spot where we could pee real quickly. It's a cool morning. It's a little cooler than 16 Celsius right now.
I'm trying to see, maybe on that road, man. Go over there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go across the road.
Health break.
I let them know.
Anybody else need to go?
Oh, nature break, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
turn
nature
left.
break. We'll fertilize these trees, some nitrogen.
Nature break, nature break.
Where are we going?
Nature break, pee break. Plant a tree. Mark your spot. Pulling Abby.
That's how pulling Abby. Abby pees everywhere. Abby will be able to find his way home any part of this county.
Jerry's going to find a private spot.
Jerry's up there riding around. Jerry doesn't want to stop.
This camera's on. I don't want to film you.
So everybody go ahead, and those who needed to took a break, and we're done. We're going to turn around, get back on Riley Road.
That's the guy that John wants to add. Okay. Here you go. It's on.
He was talking about the guy on the recumbent. So I hand Paul the camera. So at this point, I'm feeling like my old self. And after about probably 16K, about 10 miles, my legs just decide
Big man.
they go on empty.
I was looking at the elevation, and John did 1,000 feet more climbing than I did.
How did you do that?
I don't know. It's just,
Sounds like your measuring methods were inconsistent, to say the least.
I'm not sure what they're talking about, but Mike always has something wise to say. So he's talking about some data Darren was talking about. So in a little bit, I'm going to wave Jerry to the front. Jerry's not familiar with the area. He's been here, a long time ago. He's been out here, but doesn't come out here very often. So he tells me, I don't know where I'm going. I said, well, you're going straight for about, 10K or 11K, like 7 miles. I said, you're going straight for 7 miles. And that was probably not a good idea because he gets to the front and just puts the hammer down, and we just hang on. And it ends up being just a fun ride through here. So I really enjoyed it. But I may have, I guess, worked harder than I thought. It didn't feel very hard. That's why I waved Jerry up, so we can go single file. And then he tells me he's not sure where he is. I said, oh, you're just going straight for about 7 miles. So that's all he needed to hear. So right here, he picks up the pace. You see Mike Barrera spinning the moderate gear, and we lift the pace. Mike Barreras looks squared away. Mike has a lot of stealthy outfits. And this is the day, if you're gonna do all black or all navy or any kind of dark color, this is the day to do it on. It just works. You're definitely visible. And plus we have lights on our bikes, so I wear whatever I want. Don't worry about it. I always have lights on my bike, front and back. So we're moving here. 45K, 27, 28 miles an hour. I'm sitting on Jerry's wheel. I feel fine. You can see how low my heart rate is. I think I was tired. My heart rate should not be that low. And the belt was working fine. I just could not get my heart rate up on this ride. So I was just generally tired. I was unaware because I felt fine. It's kind of like driving a car and you can't rev up to the high RPM zone. You can't go above 3,000 RPMs. Well, you're not going to be able to generate the power you need. The human body is similar. When you're very tired, you can't raise your heart rate like you normally should be able to. I think that's, well, basically what I felt in about 16 kilometers, about 10 miles, I felt like my legs were empty. I would push and I would feel like I could not generate any power because I was looking forward to that climb, but the legs were just empty. That's the best way I can explain it. And then after the stop, I felt fine. So one of those days. It doesn't happen very often, but it happens from time to time. It's kind of annoying when you think about it because I didn't get up feeling tired. You know, sometimes you get up feeling tired, you get on the bike, you feel great. Well, I got up feeling great and got on the bike, and then about probably 30 kilometers into the ride, my legs were like, enough. You know, however many kilometers we covered to get out here. Because this entire time I'm sitting on Jerry's wheel, I am just really close to him. And I'm riding fine. I feel great. But now that I look at this, I don't see those stats. I don't pay attention to the stats during the ride. But putting out this kind of wattage consistently, my heart rate should be like 140. It's like 103. That's too low. That does not get enough nutrients. I'm jumping up 122. I think the road went up a bit. So it's like no matter how hard I pedal, I couldn't get my heart rate to go up. And when that happens, that means you're tired. You need more rest. So I just had a busy week. That's when you have to know that you got to back off and ride easier. And I'm glad I did, because by the time we got back to Todd Mission, I was feeling fine. So don't be hesitant to turn off the power when you're not making power. You need a rest. You can still ride, just drop the intensity. And the thing about the body is you just never know when it will happen. You can be in a breakaway riding really well, all of a sudden everything, the air just lets out. That can happen. Been there, done that many times. But you can't worry about that. If you're feeling good, you gotta give it a go. So at this point, I didn't feel like I was overextending myself, but we're all riding pretty fast. 47K, 45K, we're moving, and it's windy. We've got a nice tight line here. So the emphasis here is that you always listen to yourself. If you don't feel great, and let's say you're at the front, once you get to the front, pull off, go back to the back. I mean, the whole time I felt great. I had just taken a long pull on 1488 through the construction area, got us through there. I was feeling fine and had no idea until I got to that 10% climb and one of my legs started cramping. And you immediately need to know it's time to back off. There are different reasons why you would back off. Like we had a gentleman, Jonathan, that started with us. And once we got to near Magnolia, well, what we call Mount Magnolia, the first Magnolia High School on 1488, he told me, he said, my hip's bothering me. I'm going to go ahead and turn around. I don't want to commit to such a long ride with my hip feeling weird, you know. So something's going on physically with him. And don't ignore those kind of things. You know, don't try to, let your ego make you do stuff when you're not 100%. And then if you're in the group and you don't feel great, don't take very long pulls. Just take a pull, go to the back. And my situation here was I was fine. I was riding like always. And then all of a sudden, I went on empty. It's like my legs generated nothing, no power. I could not go any faster, you know. So it was like, you know, Paul kind of knew because he knows how I ride. So he told the guy, you'll probably hear him on tape. Tell the guy, something my brother's going through, something, I'm going to turn around. You guys keep going. They ended up waiting. And then I told him, yeah, I'm just tired. You'll hear that. Don't be shy. If you're tired, you're tired. You're not 100%, you're not 100%. There's no point to it. You just have to figure out why, you know. I just needed some rest. I just was not aware, you know, and my body was, you know, letting me know, hey, you need to take a break now. It was odd. Once we stopped at the store, they stopped, you know, they went ahead. And I thought I would meet you guys at the store. And that part is off camera. Once we stopped at the store, after that, I felt like my old self again. It's like my legs came back. So something was going on. Been busy with other things other than cycling. You know, been on my feet more than normal, you know, so any number of things. So it is what it is. You just keep pushing on. The key is to make sure you let people go and you back off. Because I even told Jerry off camera, I said, man, I was riding great once I let you guys go. He and I laughed about it. Because sometimes that's what you need. Your body's telling you. If you can't generate more power than you're trying to do, yeah, don't force it. And then there are some days where everything just comes easy, you're under no pressure, you know, so you get those. But, you know, these days don't happen that often with me. The last time I went through something like this was several years ago, and Mo and Greg Schott had to pull me back through Tri-Lakes. That's the last time I remember riding like that, to where I felt like I had empty legs. So. And there was something going on with me. I had a bug that I was unaware of. But this time I was not ill or anything, just tired. I still enjoyed the day because it was nice to find my legs after the stop. That kind of let me know that, yeah, you just need a rest. So Sunday I rode by myself, just spinning the easy gears, just going on, kind of sightseeing, and that felt good. You can see if you watch me up there, I'm all in black. I'm sitting on Jerry's wheel. I am very comfortable. And now my heart rate has reached the normal range. So something was going on. Usually it gets there quicker. And there was nothing wrong with the belt. It was reading. So this makes more sense now. And so I was probably riding harder than I perceived through this stretch. That was Paul's diagnosis. Yeah, you probably rode harder than you figured sitting on Jerry's wheel. You know. And I didn't feel like I was riding hard sitting on his wheel. Everything felt fine. Look at it, it's just beautiful. Just a fair day. Nice and clear. Mike Barreras is sightseeing. That house, that's an unusually shaped house. Even Jerry was looking at it as we went by. It just stands out there in the open. Very distinctive. The road goes up here. I was sitting very close to Jerry the entire time, so I really did not feel like I was working very hard. You can see that we both went through that curve together. So I'm going to keep my eye on 1488 until that construction is out, because getting the group through there was a little treacherous, you know. And we came back mid-morning the same way. There are not too many options unless we take the long way on 1486. But everybody needed to get back early on this day. Mike Valleras moved into his new home, so he had to get back early to help getting things set up, and John Mulbrecht needed to get back also. You know. So Jerry continued to pull on this road until we get to the part where the road gets kind of choppy. You know. So when you're cycling, that's the reason we carry food and we carry water or whatever. The body goes through different changes. You never know how you're going to feel from one moment to the next. What happened to me is not the norm, to where you go completely on empty. But a lot of times you'll feel great, then you feel okay, or you feel like you're struggling, but you can still work. I literally could not work in my normal ranges. I simply could not go hard, you know. So it was unusual, and that's why I figured I would back off. You know, it's happened before. The human body is very unusual in how it handles stresses. You stress the body through exercise. You stress the body through life in general, the activities, work, and other things, different things that are going on with you. So depending on how you do that, how much you deal with the body is unusual. So I told Jerry here, I said, oh, awesome pole. You know, I think I said monster pole. So he pulled off. So this road is it's probably about 1,000 meters. It's just not paved very well. They dropped all these blobs of asphalt, which I think made the road worse, because they didn't really do a good job of patching those holes. So that's what Shimpo-san said. They should have just paved the entire road. So up through here, I'm feeling fine. And we get on one of my favorite roads out here, and then my legs told me to fall off. You know, so c'est la vie, as the French say. That's life. Such is life. Turn right here. That's the end of that choppy section. They're almost like mini cobbles.
There are guys with a truck that are pumping water. We had a lot of rains earlier in the week, midweek or so. They're pumping the water out off the side of the road. So we go around them.
Yeah.
This road up here is a heavily cycled route. I think it's called Reed's Ferry. We end up passing other cyclists. There's some kind of a grand fondo going on out here. There are a lot of little rides that go on in the area as people get ready for the MS 150, which is coming up on the 29th. I believe it's the 29th of April. It starts on the 29th for that weekend, basically next weekend. I'm not sure if it's Mike Barreras that is pulling or if it's someone else on this stretch. It might be Mike. Yeah, I think it's Mike because Clement Champousson is on his wheel. This is a nice fast road. We have a lot of wind in the area, so this speed 40K is not wind aided. We're working for it. And as I watched the clips and saw my heart rate 138, whatever, it was about 10 beats lower than it normally is. It's just flipping up to 144, so I don't really know what was going on. At this point, I'm not feeling any ill effects or anything. But in about probably let's say probably 5 or 6 kilometers once we get on 325. I'm sitting behind Alejandro there. That's Chris there. Once we get on 325, then I just, the first climb was fine. We descend. We go around. After the descent, we take the second climb. On the third climb, my legs were like... had a big cramp on the left, and then after that it just went on empty. These are the guys we passed. They got numbers on their jersey, so there is a grand fondo going on. You can see the numbers on their jersey. They got the same kit on, so it's like a team. And then at the corner up there, in about probably 2 miles or so, there is an officer on the corner controlling the traffic. There's a good pace that we're holding here. And my heart rate should not be in the 130s. It should be like 140 or so, something like that, 145. So yeah, so my body was not responding to the effort very well. No, there it is. It's flipping around. I don't know what's going on. And the belt was tight, so it wasn't a technical thing. So my heart rate was all over the place. So when stuff's going on with you that makes it feel like you're not your normal self, listen to it, back off, keep riding. There's always the next ride. Don't feel like you gotta force yourself. You don't have to stop riding, but back off. And then sometimes, even if you're not as empty as I was on this ride in that stretch, you can just kind of back off long enough by sitting in the draft and recover, and you'll feel better. So you just always listen to yourself all the time when you work out.
You know, if you're on your trainer or even on the bike and you start feeling dizzy or whatever else, sometimes you have to stop exercising because that means something going on with you. Do not ignore how you feel. That's important. Everybody's ranges are different. You know, like I went to see the dentist yesterday, and she said, "Oh, your blood pressure is higher than normal." So I asked her, "What's normal?" "Oh, they say it should be 120." I said, "Who's they?" I said, "My normal is for me." I said, "So if you want to talk about my range, then go look at the last time you took my blood pressure. It was like 130 something over 70 or whatever the numbers mean. That mean nothing to me. The diastolic and systolic, whatever pressure." So she went and looked. The hygienist went and looked and said, "Oh yeah, that's yours was like 130 over 70 one time, 130 over 80, whatever." So I thought, like, yeah, every human being is different. You can't come up with a norm for everyone. You can come up with a range, but you need to get my baseline and then go from there. So, you know, I feel fine. That's why I'm here. If I weren't well, I wouldn't be sitting, you know, for cleaning. I go there every 6 months to get my teeth cleaned. And you want to take care of your general hygiene. That's your health. It's very important. Especially if you work out a lot, you don't want to have illnesses that you're not aware of. And dental health is important. It's critical. Every other year they do x-rays to catch stuff, you know, because no matter how well you take care of stuff, you know, with the foods we have out there, things happen. You got to stay on top of it. Minimizes the procedures you have to go through. So yeah, your physical and mental health is important, and dental and medical. I don't care for doctors myself. I only use them when necessary, but I do my best to take care of myself. So I think we're going right.
I think it's the right turn.
I think it's right.
Right.
There's an officer monitoring this corner for that ride.
Yeah.
So I told her thanks as we rolled. So we turn here. I think John's done, and he pulls off, and then they're sitting side by side, and I guess Darren's gonna take the lead now. That Mike Barrera telling me I'm squared away.
Yes, sir. We'll have to do a personnel inspection one of these days. Take you guys to the next level.
Squared away. I'm wearing what he likes to wear, the stealth.
IPs are...
He said we're going to have to do a personnel inspection. Mike Barreras. San Diego, Texas Mike. That's Alessandro Topini, Mo's boy. He rode well. They rode well on this ride. This guy in the back, I think his name is JP. I haven't met him, but somebody asked for him to be added. I didn't know who it was. Be added to the ride. They're more aerodynamic than our setup, the recumbent that he's riding. And so, but on the climbs, they're at a disadvantage. I was riding on such low energy after my legs quit on me that he came around after the last climb and passed.
Very easy.
Jerry Easy. Jerry's riding up to talk to Mike probably.
I know that form. Oh man.
The good thing is I don't know where I'm going. So.
I know when he started doing this, I said, oh no, not again.
Jerry goes after a lot of Strava segments. He's on the leaderboard for the area. Either leading or in the top 3 to 5, you know, on most of the segments.
He uses that as the impetus for his training.
Just a few miles, about a half a mile or so. We're gonna turn left.
I don't think I've ever been on this road.
Really? Yeah, we're gonna turn pretty soon.
This is 362. It goes all the way to Whitehall, all the way out to Highway 6 and beyond. And then south, it goes all the way to 1488. It's quieter up here on this stretch. So somebody says left turn too early, and I let them know it's the next street. We're in Grimes County, right here where the pavement changed. The sign was on the right there. So up until this point, I'm fine. I'm just riding. I'm actually looking forward to the 10% climb. I was actually tempted to even tell Alessandro to be conservative because there are a lot of climbs, but he was riding so well, I decided I don't need to say anything. Mo is not with us today because he's nursing an injury on his left knee, and he's trying to back off and take it easy. He's got a tendonitis or something, so he's riding less. I don't know if he took the whole week off, but he said, yeah, you know, it's kind of hard to know how much to take off. You just got to listen. They were going to turn there. I told him no. Next one. It's County Road 325.
You were like the rolling hills when we turn. Yeah.
Where are we now?
Yeah.
Jerry said, where are we? We're southwest of a place called Plantersville. So we're going to be turning here. This is County Road 325. And somebody will ask, is this a legitimate road? You know, because it looks like a path or somebody's private driveway. I like these roads because even when you encounter a car, they're going slow. They have to go slow. Look how narrow it is. And then it's not in the best condition. It's got like pits, so they back off. So all through here, I'm fine. You know, we're riding, and I'm just staying within myself. Jerry said this looks like somebody's driveway. That's what he just mentioned. We're doing about 15K because this thing kicks up.
Cars drive slow on this road.
Yeah, they have to drive slow. It's so narrow.
Yeah. All the county roads are kind of narrow.
They're not major thoroughfares. The county roads are like this or sometimes worse.
There's like, I don't know where we are.
I know.
Yeah, Jerry hadn't been out here. He may have been in the area, but not on these exact roads.
That's what he did at that Saturday ride. I was like, oh, man, you guys are nuts.
They rode together last Saturday. I called the ride off. I didn't ride on Saturday, so that's another reason probably why I felt like I did. My training's been haphazard. Been busy with other things. No big deal. I was feeling fine. And so it lasted about probably 20 minutes or so, but it was like the critical 20 minutes in this stretch. You know, this is when I needed the power. So the road's going up. So all through here, I'm fine. Then we're gonna descend. There's a really radical descent. It's real fast. So you gotta get your kit together. That's what Mike Barreras was saying, that he's gonna do a field inspection.
you gotta look squared away. Regardless of how you're riding, if you look good, you're gonna be fine. This is where we descend. It's a radical descent. It's a long climb the other way. I like this road. We'll go real fast here. You see 62 kilometers an hour there. That's fast. That's 39 miles an hour. And I wasn't in a super tuck or anything. So now it kicks up here. Around that corner where it curves, it really kicks up. You got to be in the proper gear or you can get gapped. So all through here, I'm fine. Then I'm looking forward now to the 10% climb that's coming up. Because we're going to turn right, and it's going to lead us right to it. And that's where my legs failed. My legs quit on me. Just in an instant, I was ready to go. I put in the small chain ring. I was in the middle, somewhere around here. I'm not sure if it's right here or after this turn. Let's see here. We got, what's the percentages? I think it's after that turn. That's where it really kicks up. Right here. It's like my legs just started cramping, my left leg. So I back off. I will try to stand, and about halfway I have to back off.
No, you're good.
That's most boy asking Paul if he flatted. And he looked at his tire because this thing, it feels like something's pulling you back. So I'm behind Paul at this point. You can see my watts. They're kind of heavy. And I think that's when I start to back off. See them going down? My leg just got tight. My left leg got tight. And I just decided to back off so that it won't be, you know, it's painful. You can see I'm 0 watts. I stopped pedaling. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get up the climb and then use the downhill to try to ride back. That's what I'm doing back there. But I had to back off because that cramp, it started to come and just pulled on me. And if you keep pushing when you have that kind of situation, you can do more damage. You can tear that muscle. You don't want to tear your hamstring. It takes forever to heal. I don't know what was going on, but I had to back off. So right now I'm off the back. I'm not with these guys. So even though I'm off the back, I'm still riding at about 26, 27, because right now I'm coming down the hill. I'm behind that guy. I'm in the distance. You can see me back there, a little dot. I just can't even go over 200 watts. My legs just felt empty. So I tried and tried and tried, kept forcing it, because really, it starts in the mind, but sometimes you got to really listen to the body too. It's like I tried and then I back off again. I must be descending. Because usually I'm at the front here. So I was like, man, okay, I got to take it easy. So I'm doing about 30 miles an hour back there, so I must be descending. So I'm not riding that hard. But by backing off, that cramp did not develop into a painful one. So I missed out on all the fun up here. Yeah, if you go straight, it takes us back to some back highway. It takes us southwest. We want to go east, kind of northeast here. So I went ahead and just dropped the effort a little bit. I tried to stay just whatever was comfortable is what I'm doing back there. When I turn, I could see these guys in the distance. But I needed to ride at my own pace. Road kicks up here. When I came on this climb, I was probably doing like 15 miles an hour or less by the time I got over here. So at this point, they're riding a lot steadier up here right now, anyway. I am not chasing up to them. As you can tell by my speed, 18 kilometers, maybe 20K. I'm not chasing up to them. I'm just kind of riding till my legs feel like they're doing something. So Mike Barrera is pulling here, and John is on his wheel. I don't know how long Mike Barrera stays up there, but a lot of times if he's riding steadily, he'll stay up there for some time. And it appears that he's riding steadily up here. So a lot of times when you're having challenges with your group, if you know the route, just keep going steadily, because once they stop at a store, you're not going to be that far behind. And then you can just make sure that you're ready to go by making sure you eat and drink while you're on your bike. So when you get there, you don't need to do anything. So to finish that hill, this road goes to FM2 out here, I believe. As Jerry snuck around on the left there. Mike is riding up to him. They're going to get the FM2 here.
Return.
This is FM2. So as you turn on FM2, the grade kicks up 2.5 to 3%, something like that.
We're just gonna go straight and around. Okay. I thought it was familiar. Yeah, we've done this route. It's like Highway 3 or something? Highway 3. Something like that. Highway 3 falling on up there.
Yeah.
According to John.
It's actually FM2.
Mr. Quality Lumber,
Yes, sir.
ladies and gentlemen.
So all I'm doing back there is keeping my pace at a comfortable pace where I'm hoping that my legs recover, you know, before the ride is over. And it was a good decision because by the time we got to the store, I felt like my old self again. I think somewhere around here, Paul's going to go back and look.
Just up to, I think it's 362 or something like that. Where's the house rate? Hey guys, hold up.
This is where Paul asked where I am. At this point, I can't see them because I'm on the downside of that hill. So he's going to turn around and then I'm going to see him. So he turns here. This is where he sees me, so he does a U-turn. I see him. I'm in the distance there. And I'm going to ride up to him. And I think Jerry also comes back.
Yeah, copy, man.
On that hill?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I figured something was wrong.
Well, should have been able to handle the pace.
Yeah.
Legs started cramping.
That's Jerry on the left there. So yeah, the cramp was just the prelude to my legs going on empty.
Yeah.
You know, just didn't have it when I needed it. And you got to listen to your body. You got to back off.
Yeah.
If I had kept pushing, I probably would have made it worse. I probably would have pulled
Yeah, I
something.
just started cramping the hamstring.
Yeah.
Something hurts.
Yep. I know.
So that was my first experience, was the cramping, and then you'll see in a little while, about probably 5 kilometers, we get to another little climb. I have to let him go again because I just can't produce any power. You know, I ended up riding through it, which is kind of what you have to do. I mean, I've been there, done that, but it's like I know my body, and I was riding like at about probably a third of what I should be able to do. I couldn't even do it. So right here I kind of stand. This road is, I'm just trying to ride through it. My legs don't feel like they want to cramp anymore. I see the guys in the distance. The wind is blowing like crazy here. In a little bit, I think Jerry will come around and I'm going to get on his wheel. And when you feel like that, you just have to keep moving at a lower effort until you feel like your old self again. If it happens on the same ride. It might be the next ride, but you got to back off instead of trying to force things.
On that 10%, Jerry. On that 10% climb, that place that is cramping up is
I told Jerry I say on the 10% out of it, and he tells me later, he said, yeah, it was good that you backed up because you don't want to pull. And I'm aware of that. You don't want to pull your muscle because it takes longer to recover. So right now we're going into the wind. Jerry's pulling us back. So I get on his wheel. And right here I feel like I'm working hard. I mean, it's 300 some watts. It shouldn't feel that hard. It just felt hard. So my legs had not recovered from whatever was going on with them. So it took about another, probably I would say 16K, about 10 miles. I think that's about the distance from here to that stop. After the stop, I was fine. And that's off camera. So by the time we got back home, I was like, okay, whatever it was I was going through has passed. So I've got to make sure. So I reviewed the week. And I just spent a lot of time doing other stuff that kind of tired me out. That's all it is. Just busy with other things. Standing on my feet a lot. But what you have to do is you have to make sure that you back off. Whether you're riding by yourself or riding with the group, especially with the group, back off and stay within yourself. Otherwise, you make matters worse. I'm rubbing it. I'm rubbing that hamstring.
So when you were following him, you pushed too early on.
I felt good following.
Yeah, I felt good following him. It could be all contributed to it, but I think bottom line, my body is just tired.
I think you put too much effort.
So by backing off, you won't lose as many minutes as if you push to where you completely blow. That's the key.
Yeah.
Just fall like a rock.
You know, maybe the geometry, some of them have a little shorter top head tube than others. You know, if you don't want to get too aggressive.
There's a county road coming up, 302 on the left.
Is that the road from Whitehall?
Yes, that is the road.
That's
362.
This is 362, Jerry. Remember? I told you 362. This is this road. Yeah.
Oh, did it? Yeah, I think I've worked too hard behind Jerry.
I'm trying to sort it out. I'm trying to figure out based on what Paul says. Maybe I worked too hard behind Jerry. Jerry said he was having fun on the hill.
I know. I told you, you follow Jerry too close. That's what happened.
Yeah, I was on Jerry's wheel, nice and tight. I actually enjoyed it. That's what Jerry said, he was having fun. So was I. So having an off day will happen, but you have to analyze, go back, review your week, what happened, figure out what happened and what you need to tweak, if anything. But those days happen. Everyone has a bad day. You know, so the last time this happened to me was several years ago, as I said earlier, in the Tri-Lakes area. And I had a bug coming on I was not aware of, a little flu bug that just sapped all my energy. So all I'm trying to do is ride through it, but we'll get to another climb, and I can feel that I'm just not putting out the power that I should be able to put out.
I said, was that fun back there or what? I knew you would like it.
The road was just a little rough.
Yeah, that's what we're worried about. Yeah.
Yeah, the county road is not very smooth. This is another county road I did recently. Did like almost like a chip seal to put some rocks down, but it's smoother than most chip seals would go over. But this is newly done. And Jerry has been here, he just doesn't remember. They rode from, I believe, Anderson. They came through this way. It used to be a lot crappier than this. They fixed it up. So even here, I feel like I'm working hard when I should just be kind of spinning. And so everything just felt hard until we got by Todd Mission after the stop. Then I felt like myself. So early on, I was good. In the middle, not so. And then at the end, I was great. So just, you know, sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you crawl home. You know? That's any sport, not just cycling. There are days when you just can't do it, and then you got to either shorten the workout or drop the intensity. You live to fight another day. So at this point, I don't know how my legs are going to behave, because you find out when you have to put out very high watts. We're approach as a climb coming. I think we're going to get in a curve where there will be a car coming, and I'll call out the mic in them to let them know. If somebody says car up, to let him know, because he was going to cut the corner per se. So after I fall off the pace again, they're waiting. I just let them know when I catch up to them. Hey guys, just keep going. I will meet you guys at the store. I don't want to hold them up. I just needed to back off till enough time had passed for my legs to recover. Right here, there's a car coming. So we had to move over. And this is where I started to struggle. I mean, I'm riding, but I know I can ride more comfortably than I felt. So I decided, let me just hold the tempo steady and not try to do too much. Still trying to get my legs to wake up. So we did the first climb here. Now it's going to turn, and then the second one. And my legs are just not where they should be. So it's just a matter of having a haphazard training week and then spending a lot of time busy with other stuff and just not really getting enough rest. That's, you know, it was mostly probably rest, not so much just the training. I think it was rest. And it's never clear what causes stuff. The best you can do is just wait till you feel right. I slipped to the back because I'm not putting out the power like I should, so I don't want to be in their way. I'm behind them, and I'm just going to ride at my own pace. I'm right behind Paul at this point, I think. My legs didn't cramp up anymore. They just felt empty, which is fine. I'll take that, because cramps, that's muscular. You know, you don't want to overstress your system to the point where you're pulling muscles. You don't want to do that. And this is a nice climb. I love coming out here. Look at this climb. It's long. So I kept the watts like 2 something or whatever. Normally I would climb 350 or more. I dropped about 100 watts to conserve and let my legs kind of recover a bit. So I'm about a couple of car lengths behind them, but by the time we get off these rollers, they gain more time. I just stayed steady. So I knew we had about another 50K to do. That's pretty much what you have to do. Always listen to yourself. Even when you're feeling great, listen to yourself. Don't overextend yourself to the point where when you need to tap into it, you can't.
Yeah, it's so much wildlife. You want in, Paul?
No, I'm good here.
Okay.
Jerry was behind me, so he came around me and rode up to the front of the group. Nice tight line up here. At this point, I don't think I can see these guys because of all the twists and turns, but I'm not that far behind. I'm just doing my own thing. my goal back there is to keep my pace around 16 to 18 miles per hour. Yeah, just about zone 1, you know, just kind of whatever felt good, basically. And it would drop when the roads would go up. I think a little bit they're going to stop and I'll roll up on them and tell them to keep going. I'll meet them at the store. So the speed that you see is my speed in the back. I'm probably on one of those rollers back there right now. These boys are probably riding at about 20, 21 miles an hour. And I just decided to back off to where my legs had a chance to recover, and I'm glad I did. Because by the time, at another 3 miles, when we catch up with them at the store off camera, I'm fine. So I gave myself a chance to recover from whatever was ailing me. I had this happen in a race a long time ago where, in a breakaway, I worked too hard, and then and later in the breakaway, everything just went to hell. Basically, I just blew and couldn't even limp in. These roads are nice and quiet. I think we had like one car pass us up until this stretch anyway. So I'm doing 18, they're probably doing 22. So yeah, they're pulling away from me. I'm not concerned about it. I'm trying to make sure I give my legs a chance to recuperate. It's like active recovery. I think it's somewhere around here where Paul's gonna tell, I think my brother's having problems. I'm gonna go back. You guys don't have to wait. They end up waiting, and then I roll up on them and tell them to keep going. That we'll meet them at the store.
Be a good ride in the summer with all the shade.
Good right.
Well, nothing beats the sport.
Come back right there.
Nothing beats not
It's right around here.
Yeah, guys, wait up, man. Eldred is off.
Oh,
He's off the pace.
he's got a hip. He's injured, huh?
Yeah.
Tried to climb back there, and
Yeah.
I mean,
That leg will not allow me to do much. So I just tell him I'm generally tired. Let him go ahead.
Let's go.
I tell him to keep going. So I thought I would meet him at the store, and that was a good decision because after the store, I started feeling better. That hamstring, it wasn't painful or anything, but it caused something. I just wasn't putting any power down. So anyway, I don't know what you did this Saturday, but this is part of what we did. And this is sometimes you got to let the group go. If you're just not functioning, you're not well, whatever. And so Paul told him that he'll hang back with me. I told him I'm just generally tired. So Shepard, I said you partied too much last night.
Yeah.
I didn't party last night. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I didn't party. I'm not partying. Anyway, remember, get your K's in and keep all the doctors fired.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.